Today we're going to answer the question, can inexpensive US grown tomatoes compare to Italian DOP tomatoes? We're going to make a marinara. We're going to do a blind taste test coming up right now. All right, guys, I'm going to show you the ingredients like I always do. And a marinara is very simple. If it isn't simple, then it's probably not good. But first, about the tomatoes. Right here, I have a DOP brand. This is called Laval. It's expensive. They're really good tomatoes. I think Tower purchased these for, what were they, like $6 each, Tower, roughly? Then I picked, which a brand I always use. And guys, I'm not sponsored by any tomato brand. I've never have been. So, you know, I've never spoken to somebody in Sclafani in my life. But Sclafani are good tomatoes, and these are typically in the New York area, surrounding area, $1.99. The price right now, right away, is 3 to 1. I just have a couple other DOP brands. I just wanted to get a couple other brands here. We buy a lot of them based on what's on sale that day. But here's 3 more. This is Cento San Marzano tomatoes. These are organic. This one is called Ventia. These say DOP on it also. And then we have Flora that says DOP. It has a seal, all of that. These are all gonna taste very, very similar. There's not a lot of San Marzano tomatoes. Any of these 4, and we're gonna use Laval, would be perfect for this test versus the other crushed tomatoes. Let me show you the rest of the ingredients for the marinara right now. The reason we're doing these tests is because we did the jarred sauce test that, you know, went crazy with comments. They had 1,000 comments in the first 24 hours. People are very opinionated about it. They wanted to basically have confirmation that the jarred sauce they buy is a great jarred sauce. They asked me, well, what's your credibility here? Guys, I'm not a professional taste tester. I'm not a professional chef either. I've only been eating this food my whole life. I was basically forced to eat it when I was a kid. I wasn't allowed to eat anything else. Take my word for, you know, just another guy from New York with a horrible accent. Let's get into the ingredients here. This is not going in it. This is just a block of cheese for the end. And I always prefer Pecorino over Parmesan, but that doesn't matter for the sauce. We have garlic in our sauce. I'm gonna put in about 6, 7 cloves here, but whatever I put in one is gonna be in the other one. We're gonna do the exact same amount. Basil's gonna go in to finish. I have extra virgin olive oil. This is Partana brand. You're gonna need about 4 tablespoons, maybe 5 tablespoons of that. I have salt here, hot red pepper flakes, and I have a little bit of black pepper there. There is barely anything in a good marinara. It is really simple. Let's make both of them right now in the exact same way and then blind taste test this. So guys, clean hands. I have very clean hands. I just washed them. Just gonna remove any big pieces of basil. Sometimes these cans, they'll put a huge piece in there, but there's really not much in here at all. So we're gonna hand crush them. All you gotta do is use a shield hand and a squeeze hand and then just crush them really nicely. So the more you work on them here, the less texture they're gonna have. The less you work on them, the more texture they're gonna have, like this. All right, let's take these off to the side and let's make our sauce. All right, so I got a big head of garlic here, and since the cloves are really big, I think we'll go with like maybe 4 per 1 can of sauce. You know, you can do anything you want here. I just cut off the end there, so just so it sits flat. And you know, you can mince this. You can leave these cloves whole and just put them in the oil, then remove them. That'll be a very hint of garlic flavor. You can slice them, which is a typical way that I like to do it. If you're not a great chopper like I'm not, like when you're doing a lot and it turns over, then just turn it over, get the flat side again, okay? And just go like this. All right, so let's do it for the rest of them. And then we're just gonna divide this garlic in half. We are doing a lot of tests now, so I love it. I hope you can see that I really am enjoying making these. Not that I didn't enjoy making the recipe videos, guys, and we are continuing to do them. So we're gonna heat both of these pans up to about a 4 out of 10, maybe even a 3 out of 10. I have 2 of the same pans here. Use a pan like this, you'll get a little bit quicker evaporation on your sauce. You can use a pot. Pot will help you prevent it all going all over the place. Again, I'm not measuring it exactly, but I'm gonna coat the bottom of each here. So about 3-4 tablespoons with each. And then our garlic looks about the same too. I'm just gonna saute until lightly golden, about 3-4 minutes. If you keep your heat low, then you have no risk of burning your garlic. So a lot of questions in that jarred sauce one about my dislike of dried basil and Italian seasoning. I really dislike both of them. I never use them in any dish. Some people took it as saying I don't like dried oregano. I love dried oregano, just not for a marinara. That's the thing. It's getting a little golden here, you can see, just a touch golden. So I'm gonna do about a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes in each. I'll do the other one in a sec. Just let it permeate the oil. And since this one's good, and what I mean by good, it's like some of the garlic is turning lightly golden. We don't want it to burn at all. You're gonna start smelling it, that really, really good flavor that you smell when you walk into a good restaurant. So I'm gonna put in the San Marzano ones in this one. So mix this around and we're gonna turn the heat up a little bit. And we want this to get lightly golden as well, so we get them both exactly the same. Okay, this one now is lightly golden. We'll do a 1/4 teaspoon of the crushed red pepper again. Mix that into the oil, let it permeate the oil. Guys, if you don't like crushed red pepper, which is a little spicy, don't add it. And then here are the crushed tomatoes I have. So we'll get them right in the oil too. So mix this one in, and then what we're going to do is we're gonna bring both of these up to a lively simmer. And then we want to cook most of the water out of them so it evaporates. I'm just gonna put a pinch of salt in both of them right now to aid with that water release evaporation. The one thing that you can do is you can check your can, both cans, to see the sodium level. It'll be a little confusing for you because each brand will have different amount of servings. Like this can has 13 servings, the other can might be different. And it says there's 80 milligrams per serving, so about 1,000 milligrams for the can. This doesn't take that long, so to cook the marinara, you could probably be done in about 15, 20 minutes with this, so you can get your water up to boil now. If you're a big fan here, you know that we did a marinara early on, about 3 years ago. James was like this big. That one I used 3 ounces of tomato paste to start it. It increases the body of the sauce. It gives it a little bit more oomph. You don't have to go crazy really with the evaporation too much because the paste kind of helps thicken it a little bit. End result, very, very similar. We'll be back in a bit after this simmers. And so they're both simmering pretty lively right now. We want to get the water out of them. You can see the textural difference. Crushed ones are much more uniform versus the hand-crushed whole plum tomatoes. I told you before, the Sclafani has 80 milligrams of sodium per serving, 13 servings, so that's roughly 1,000 milligrams, which 1,000 milligrams of sodium is half a teaspoon. Okay. The San Marzano right here has 7 servings and only 15 milligrams of sodium per serving, so it has barely any salt. So this is gonna need a little bit more salt to equalize that one. This one probably needs no more salt. But that's where taste testing it comes in play. I just did just a touch just to start these sauces. Our water's boiling. How long do we cook this for? Do we cook it, you could cook it too long. You wanna cook it till it becomes uniform. The sauce and the oil combines and a lot of the liquid, the wetness from the can evaporates. So they're both getting pretty close already and they've only been going for about 10 minutes. Textures are completely different, okay? This is the San Marzano one. This is the crushed one. The blind taste tester is not gonna know which is which. I think we'll go with rigatoni today. 14-minute cook time, 12 minutes till al dente. So timing's perfect. You make a home sauce like this, you get it going. Literally, you're talking the same amount of time that it takes to boil your water and to cook your pasta. That was the broader point in the jarred sauce taste test battles, both 1 and 2. You can make it yourself, you can make it cheaper, you can make it better, and it's fun. You feel good about it that you did it yourself and that your family's impressed by it. So they're both pretty much done. I'll show you that the whole tomato one has a little bit more liquid in it still because they're whole tomatoes, but still very good. And the crushed one is very much a cohesive sauce now, and a lot of the water has been cooked out of that. Now the crushed one is a Sclafani that had a lot of sodium in it, so I'm probably not gonna need any salt here. Delicious. I'm just gonna add basil in at the end. A bunch of basil is gonna go into both of them. And this one too is pretty much done. Make sure you have a clean spoon so you're not contaminating too. Very good tomatoes. There is no salt in here. I'm gonna put in about a teaspoon of salt right now. Might need a touch more. Just a touch. And I don't know if I put exactly a teaspoon in there before, guys. Everything's by feel here, and then ultimately by taste. All right, guys, so my pasta's a little bit less than al dente. I'll finish it in the sauce here. Both of these sauces have been on the lowest simmer. I even just turned them off while I was just waiting. So I'm gonna try to even it out, but it doesn't really matter because we have more sauce on the side. So I think about that and about that. Maybe like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Just let both of them finish right until they get al dente. Might have kept a little bit too much sauce in here, so I am gonna try to remove a little bit. You really don't wanna over sauce your pasta. All right, the consistency is really good on this, on both of them. So we're gonna turn off the heat and we'll put some basil leaves in and serve this up. James, they're marinara made with 2 different types of tomatoes in a different way. So I would like you to try one first and then rate it before you try the other one.
I really like this.
Here is the sauce of that one.
This?
Yes. Just take like a spoonful. Don't take too much.
There's like, you can see the difference too.
All right. So why don't you describe how you liked about this one?
Or this one?
I'm assuming you liked both of them a lot, or not?
I like one more than the other.
Okay. Well, which one do you like more than the other? This one, huh? I tasted both of them. I thought they were both really good. James, tell me why
This
you
one
like this
tastes
one.
more like marinara, and this one just tastes bland.
Okay. Doesn't surprise me.
I gave this a 9.
Okay.
And I give this a 6.
A 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it just doesn't really taste like anything.
Okay, so I remember I told you guys, these are the San Marzano. They have no sodium in them versus the Sclafani had a ton of sodium. I tried to equalize the amount of sodium in here, James, to make them both the same. That being said, this looks so much nicer. The San Marzano looks so much better, right?
It does, yeah, but like this one tastes way better.
My experience with San Marzano, they're hit or miss. They go, sometimes it's good, sometimes not. I don't know if it's like how they mix their tomato products season to season versus I think a company like Sclafani has massive amount of buying power in America, and they're probably getting these tomatoes. A lot of them are probably, it says New Jersey grown. I think it's more hit or miss with the San Marzano. These are great products. I love them both. I just wanted to make a point about, you know, the price difference and kind of what you're paying for. But this looks better. The San Marzano looks so much better.
But this has like...
Can you not eat any? You ate it all, huh?
Yeah.
I got it. Mama has to test to try.
Oh.
Okay, so it's all right. We'll go get Mama more.
I'm sorry.
That's the problem. He's like, yeah, this one's horrible. And he's like, this is a 4. And
I just
eats it
really
all.
like this one.
Yeah, okay.
Because that one actually tastes like a tomato. This just doesn't taste like anything.
This tastes really good. So now we're doing a real blind test.
I have, this is the one I sleep with. So you're gonna feed it to me.
Okay.
And you're not gonna tell me
Yes.
the order,
Yes.
right? To make it fair? Okay.
Yes. We're gonna try to do a piece with no texture so that she won't be able to tell. Okay, so that one has barely anything on it, and that one has barely anything on it. So they both look exactly the same. She won't know.
Okay.
Okay, open your mouth.
A little aggressive there.
That's number 1.
That's good.
Okay, same texture on this one.
I don't detect a difference. They both taste the same to me. They both taste really good.
Don't eat anymore, please. His kid won't stop. So number 1 was the San Marzano.
Okay.
Number 2 was the non-San Marzano. You can see very different textural differences.
Yeah, and I'm like really glad that I did it with the blindfold on because I think I really truly cannot taste the difference.
I equalized the sodium level.
Yeah.
Which James said there wasn't enough. The non-San Marzano, the Sclafani, they're great for making pizza, for making New York pizza. They're fairly thick already. You drain the water out of them, then you got like a nice thick pasty sauce that goes on your pizza. Well, textural-wise for this, it's not as good as using these. That's the thing.
I don't know, but taste-wise, I couldn't tell a difference.
So James, we want to bring you in, and what do you think? What is your final bottom line on both of them?
I think this one's okay. Like it doesn't really have much flavor, and this one's really good. Like okay. I love this one. Could I just eat this?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I thought this one had a better taste too.